Hello and welcome, Professor Rasmussen. This is the talk where I'm going to describe what's in the Blackboard course. So you've probably already gone around, looked at it a little bit, so that's wonderful. But now I'm going to familiarize yourself with everything here. Let's get going. Now, before I move on, anybody like Renoir's Bal du Moulin de la Gillette? I hope I said that correctly. If my daughter was here, she'd probably yell at me. She speaks French. I don't speak French. Regardless, I don't need to speak French to have an appreciation for Renoir's masterpieces. And I hope you have an appreciation for his work as well. Now, let's get going here. So, here's the course. Don't pay attention to the course that this is. Your course is going to be different. So here's the home page. If you click it, it'll just bring you here. My announcements should pop up in this little My Announcements section. If they don't, you should always press on Announcements, and the announcements will also be emailed to you, but stay current with the announcements. I make a lot of communication to the students, so stay up to date on that. Now the syllabus, you've already been here because that's how you were able to watch this video. My professor information, I don't think anything's in here, so I'm not going to click it and look like an idiot. Okay, but there will be my information in there, and contact information and what have you. Now my grades is going to be very important as well. This is where you're going to be able to keep up on your grades. So keep watching this. I think you get updates when something changes in there. Take a look at it. Okay, if you get a 0, you get a 5 points. Whatever you get, make sure you look just to verify that everything's on the up and up. I don't know, maybe Dr. Rasmussen is getting old and he just, happened to forget to put your grade in there. Okay, now let's get started on course docs and homework. It's going to be a very important spot, course docs and homework. This is where you're going to find all of the assignments that you're going to need to do, as well as some bonus material. So readings and homework, this is going to be where you're going to find what assignments you're going to need to do, for like homework assignments. So again, you're going to need to type these out, print these off, and bring these to class, staple them if they're more than 2 pages. Feel free to print them back to back, though. I love, saving the environment. So, this is going to be for the first assignment, second assignment, so on and so forth. Really, it's the first chapter, second chapter. I think that's how I have them organized. But I have it in here for, a Word doc as well as a PDF. In the event that you want to just type right in, you can just do the document. If your computer doesn't open up Word documents, you can just use the PDF. So, very simple. Here are the quizzes, all right, both the pre-quizzes and the post-quizzes. Remember, the pre-quizzes are timed. Same with the post-quizzes. So the pre and the post are timed to 10 minutes. They're going to auto-submit after 10 minutes. You need to complete these quizzes by 10 a.m. of that particular week. So for Chapter 5, if you're doing Chapter 5, you need to complete that by 10 a.m. before we start Chapter 5. For the post-quizzes, you're going to need to complete that by 10 a.m. before we start Chapter 6. Okay? So let's just do the pre-quizzes. I'm not going to click one, but this is what you're going to do. You're just going to click it. You're going to just start it, and you get 10 minutes. You can use your notes if you want, but make sure you're prepared. Moving on down, I have study guides here in the event that you want them. They're, like a pseudo study guide, like a fake study guide. I don't really have you need to be able to define this term, this term, this term. I have terms up there. I have questions up there. They're really useful, so you might want to print them out before class or after class. Make sure you do them, but you don't have to. That's just all for you. Optional cumulative exams. If you want to, prepare for the exams, if you want to prepare for the cumulative exam, feel free. Go ahead, click this. You can take this. I think it's like a Word document. Click it. Answer the questions, and then compare your questions to the answers. Very simple. I got a lot of sources for people in the event that they want to do that. The exams is where you're going to be taking the exams. Even if there are exams in here, don't even worry about it. Don't do them because, I'll tell you one that you should do. Don't do them. You won't even be able to because they'll be password protected. But this is where you're going to take the exams in class. Now, what I would like you to do is take the pretest. Okay, pretest is not scored. It's just practice, but you get 3 points for doing it. Okay, so I may not have said that in the syllabus, but I'll say this in class. You get 3 points for doing that. So just make sure you go take the pretest. Don't use any notes. Doesn't matter. How you do. Hopefully you do pretty poorly because we're going to look at your performance at the end, and hopefully your performance increases. That means you're learning something. Alright, so that's pretty much that. Let's go back one more. Okay, so that's course docs plus homework. Alright, and yeah, Blackboard changed it to where you have to click this little button to pull it out, to put it in. Video PowerPoints is going to be important. I kind of like to run my class, I guess people can say it's in a flipped manner. I want you to do a lot of the learning outside of the actual classroom. And then we'll reinforce the material once you come into the classroom. So it's your job to be prepared for class. Why? Because we're going to be going over some of this stuff in class, and I want you to be able to talk about it, be able to do the activities, and even do the studies that we're going to do. So you need to do these prior to class. So let's pretend, in a perfect world, you'd watch these and take notes on these 3 videos prior to coming to the first day of class. Now I understand that you're probably not going to, but it can be very, very helpful. I also have PowerPoints here that include almost all of that information that are in these videos right here in the PowerPoint. Okay? Here, let me give you a little tease of the 01 early psychologists. Oh, and you probably can't hear that volume because it's in my headphones, it's not coming through, so nonetheless, you're just going to have to do it. Alright, so that's that. Just make sure you do those for all of the chapters. Oh goodness, we got to pull this back out again. Blackboard Extra Practice, let's click on that, Blackboard Extra Practice. Basically, this is going to be a nice little area in the event that you want to do some assignments. They're not going to be worth any points. They're just for you to do if you want. It's going to be, let's just begin one of these. They're just going to be like little fill in the blank, or this one is like a matching. So Freud, what was he? Oh, theorist associated with classical conditioning. Wrong. So you can do those. Those are there for your learning pleasure. Okay, so pretty nice. I'm just going to go the faster way. Facebook information. Remember I talked about Facebook. Oh, this is going to bring you to Facebook page. I don't want to bring you to the Facebook page, but that's what it'll do. I talked about how you get points for Facebook in the syllabus, so if you want to look more into that, go for it. Mystery movie. This is that movie. Oh yeah, so leave page, that will actually be good. We'll leave this page. So yeah, the mystery movie, this is going to be great. This is what's actually going to be the rubric, the overview, and then where you can actually upload your final movie paper to, okay, towards the end of the semester. So as the time comes and approaches, you may want to click through these and look at these. And you know what? The Facebook info probably won't bring you to my Facebook page. Yeah, it'll bring you right here. So you're going to want to... You're going to want to read this just in the event that you need more, explaining on how you get those extra credit for Facebook. But it'll also be for Instagram too, and I'll make sure I add that up there as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting towards the end here. This is fantastic. Textbook, as I mentioned, is completely free, so you can just access the textbook right here, PDF, textbook chapters, even the link to the textbook. Makes it super easy, okay? So you may want to read the textbook as well. Whatever you do, though, if you don't read the textbook, watch the PowerPoints, listen to the PowerPoints, take notes on them. That's going to be the most important thing for this class. We're going to have those in-class studies. That's where you're going to find this information, or the information on the in-class studies. So let's say for study 1, I think that's going to be in the first few weeks of class. You're going to click it, you're going to open it up. You're going to find, if you need any description and data form, I'll hand that out in class. This is where you're going to be able to find and transcribe your data into this Google Sheet link. Okay, so it'll be very nice and easy for you and your fellow experimenter. One of you is going to do that in there. And then this is the discussion board where you're actually going to post in there. Let's see if we can actually access this. Yeah, wonderful. So you're going to click this. You're going to just post that information. It said on the prior slide, like what were the hypotheses, what were your data, and what was the overall findings. This is one where you need to create a thread first. So boom, just create a thread and you're on your merry way. Okay, you'll be able to see other people's posts after you create a thread, but you can't create a thread until you, or you can't see other people's posts until you create your thread. Last thing is that CC or OC, classical conditioning or operant conditioning demo, and this is going to be just information, further information on that assignment that you're going to have to do for chapter 4. Okay, so it makes it very, very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, everything is here for you. If you find anything that's missing, please let me know. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I know what you're waiting for now. You're waiting for that last little number. I bet people were going through and typing in all sorts of things. They're like, oh man, I can just guess whatever number it is. But here's the number. The first number was, well, you have to go back and find it in the prior syllabus video. The next number, you're probably thinking, oh man, is Dr. Rasmussen going to say 20? No, he's not going to say 20. He's just going to say number 2. Okay, so the first number is in the first video. Second number is 2. So you put those together and you have blank 2. Okay, that, if you know where that comes from, that actually comes from a book, and this is the answer to the universe. Okay, it is in that book, also called The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So probably many of you don't get that reference, but if you do, feel free to talk to me and talk to me about it, because I love that book. Anyhow, you want me to shut up, so I'm going to shut up. Once you probably got that number, you're probably still not even listening. If you are listening, you're amazing. Guys, girls, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Take care.